Okay, so I've never made a how-to video like this, but since today during training I was really missing a training device that I had when I lived back in Alberta, I decided to make one. So this is all of the materials right here. So I've got my Swiss Army knife, and the reason I've got this is not only to cut cord, but I've got a little drill on here, and I found a piece of bamboo in my yard, could be a stick of any kind, and a stone. It doesn't have to be a rock. Okay, the last one I built actually I did with a bag. I sewed a little bag, and then I was able to put stones in it or pennies in it or whatever for weights. But let's see if I can put this thing together. So here we go. I'm going to start by making sure that my stick is at least as long as one of my arms. Okay, that's kind of the measuring tool you want to use, because everything that you end up building for martial arts training, you might as well build it for your own body, right? I really dislike, I'm just pulling out my little saw blade here, simply to get the little edges off of these little tiny branches off of the bamboo. So, yeah, one of my big problems actually in martial arts, that's an unpopular opinion, is that people always think they need to buy the latest training equipment. And it's so funny, yet these people will still venerate masters from the past and wish they could train like them. Well, it's kind of a disconnect, I think. I mean, really, like, just make your own stuff. That's what those guys were doing. It's just that simple. You want to put the hole, I've got my little drill bit here, at least a hand span from the end, because you're going to end up winding rope around here. So give yourself a little bit of space. I'm going to give myself about a foot because I've got a nice long piece. So I end up drilling a hole through my piece of wood, or in my case, bamboo. Hopefully not my table. Had this knife for years. One of my best friends gave it to me. Jason. It's gone all the way around the world, and it's built more than its fair share of these kinds of things. That's for sure. Okay. Now I'm going to take my cord. Oh, it doesn't actually look too badly frayed, which is great. And I'm going to run it through my hole. In a perfect world, you might want to get a stick a bit bigger around. This is just like what's in my yard right now. Simply because you want it to be about the size of a wrist. In a perfect world. I'm just going to use this to poke that through. Yeah. So this training device, from what I was told, was probably come up with by either Hong Jun Shen or Chen Fa-Ke. I picked it up from my Chen teacher, and I'm just tying a knot in the end of the cord, just so that it can't make it back through my hole that I've got drilled. All right. So now, from the distance of the back of a chair or like a tabletop height to the ground is the length of cord you're going to want at the very end. Okay? Because you're going to use this over the back of a chair while you rotate it. So once I've got that much cord kind of figured out, so I'm doing that here, I don't know, 2 feet-ish, 3 feet or something. Now I've got to attach the weight down to this part. Okay. I've got my stone. Alright, so now I've just got to bind this stone into. So all I've done so far is tied a slip knot in my rope and then slipped it around my stone. It's way easier with a bag, but beggars can't be choosers, right? So now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie and wrap all around the stone in a way that'll be able to suspend it off the rope. might do it. Now I'm just going to leave it as a one loop knot for now, just because if I want to adjust something or adjust the length, I need to be able to untie this. So, I brought it out onto the chair. I've got it wrapped up a little bit here. Kind of show the camera. Okay, so I'll adjust how much I've got here at the end. But as you can see, it'll suspend a stone. So now the hell can begin. So you put it over the back of the chair. Can you see my hand? Yeah. Okay. Would you mind grabbing the camera? This has to be like right on my hand for it to make sense. Okay. So what you're going to do with this exercise is I'm going to roll the weight up onto the rope by using only my fingers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go pinky finger to index finger, thumb, and then I readjust. Pinky finger to index finger, thumb. So I should end up, I've done lots of these, so it starts to look like this. And you can see that, if you put it on the rope there a little bit, you can see that what I'm doing is I'm slowly winding the rope back up to the stave. Yeah, just like that, which sucks. It hurts. So, only thing you need to know about how to use this thing is don't cheat, only use one hand. And when I'm doing this, when I go pinky finger to my index finger, I'm not just concentrating on rolling it like towards my cabinet over there. You can start that way if the weight's too heavy, because it's easy. But what you want to be doing is you want to be pushing force from your pinky finger out towards the end of the stick. So I'm not just rolling it, I'm going to make the stick move. I'm actively pushing it forward, okay? Or pulling it backward. You can train either way. But that way, I'm not only getting stronger here in my forearms, but I'm also teaching my body that when I do this kind of gripping, it's got a forward or a backward intention all of the time. You can do exercises any kind of ways, but the more you engage your mind, the better off you're going to be. Spiral power training device. That's it. And a hobo thing. Look, I'm a hobo.